So I'm kind of a blubbering mess and I'm just guided to record. So I'm going to follow my guides and I've surrendered. Today I was just really asking the question, like, where have you been? Somebody asked me, where have I been? Well, where have I been this entire 2022? And really, where has 2022 gone? I have spent a little bit of too much time in my neck brace over the weekend, so I am going to be without. I have my pillow right here to prop me up if I need to. I just did a barefoot walk, that triangle barefoot, to really center. And during it, just the most magical things happened. Today is October 10th or October 11th, the second day of the double portal of this beautiful full moon we had the last few nights. And here I feel like it's been 4 or 5 nights because the weather in our area has been so beautiful out. And so, in the surrender to feargiveness, and feargiveness is just a frequency. And I've been fine tuning this frequency over the last year to really make it so anyone can start a forgiveness journey. And any journey that you start, and any time you dig in your own trash cans, you energize the frequency of forgiveness. And then I realized that we've been guided. I mean, every step we've taken has guided us to here. And in the beginning, it was about healing ourselves, really going within and clearing out our own clutter from our trash can of traumas and insecurities, and upcycling using color and getting grateful and all the beautiful things that have come with that over the last 2 years. This journey started 4 years ago, and it started in darkness, and it started in grief. And 2 years on palliative care showed me that that isn't a way to live, and there's no succession plan off of palliative care. And on March 8th, 2020, as the world was shutting down, this journey to fight for life began, and an ability to see color in the darkest depths of darkness gave us these pops of color and pathways out of pain. And that is what forgiveness is about. It's about eradicating pain from your life, in both your physical body, emotional body, your etheric body, your mental body. All of that is contributing to chronic pain that most of us live in. It contributes to addiction. It contributes to a lot of mental illnesses, where the forgiveness journey is for every single person who knows pain. This is an ability for you to have a journey of self-forgiveness, where you can tap in at any time that you feel connected to and you want a way out of pain. You can create your own forgiveness frequency that fits your current level of vibration. So not everyone's going to run at the exact same frequency all the time. And that's what makes it 12 dimensions. There are 12 levels of it where we can each tap in at the color or the level that we are currently working at and work through the current pain that we're feeling. But first, we have to understand that chronic pain can be so many different things. And we can color pain. When we tap into the frequencies and the vibration and the healing that each and every color has, it is a pathway for us to follow it back to pain, to the pinpointed moment in our lives, this life or before, where that pain caused a blockage, or that pain caused a memory. That pain changed your DNA and the DNA of everyone after you in that moment, based on the trauma, the insecurity, the situation that you were in grief, in death, in addiction. So many different things can cause these blockages within us. And they're kind of roots stuck in the ground that are just not growing effectively. And we can use forgiveness to tap into the frequency of color to find out exactly where in our body that pain is being stored. And what is it? Is it emotional? Is it physical? Is it our etheric? Is it energy blocks within us? Or is it spiritual? How do we connect with this pain? And then how do we say goodbye? How do we forgive ourselves for the time we've held onto it and let it go? And self-forgiveness. How cool is that? This journey is about no one else but you. You are the driver and really the captain of it. And you get to decide how fast you go. But if you're ready and when you're ready, you can take this as fast as you are vibrationally ready for. And many of you have already been on your ascension process and have already been clearing out the clutter from your mind and building your own trash cans of all the things you want to turn into treasures and creating your I am list and coloring your I am list. I've had so many of you in my own home that have allowed me to put my energy towards you and to send you distance healing or to take you through a Reiki session, to open up your Akashic records, for you to see what I see and to see how we can all heal from the inside out. And I'm not special. We are all have this unique ability within us. I was just done with pain. I was done. I was done with darkness. And I wanted rainbows and colors and unicorns every time I closed my eyes. And I didn't even know if it was possible. But I can tell you, it is. I sit here in a horizontal. This is where I spend most of my time. I've just tried to finish my first chews, my edibles. And that is oatmeal and chia seeds today. And then I'm surrounded by color. So my all of our sips today. This one is our butterfly pea flower, and this is our pain tea. It's beautiful, and all of the ice melted from it. But I drink that hot and cold. It's beautifully seeped. It's just butterfly pea flowers that I seep with some chamomile tea. Today it was with mint, and we can add different things to it. I also have it in a freeze-dried powder, which they consider blue matcha. So that has different ways that you can bring it into your life. And we are in between our grateful greens. So today I'm drinking a Trader Joe's juice mix for my heart chakra. And for my crown chakra, this is a purple fruit mix from Trader Joe's that we're trying out. And then for my root chakra, we have cherry. So normally I drink all of these pretty much all day long. And on the days that I don't drain, like today, which happens periodically, I'll only be able to drink about what you see, and then I'll have to save the rest for the next day. I have to offset on the days that I don't drain because I'll have too much fluid in me and I'll just be over fluid, and I can literally drown from the inside out. So I have to offset and really add in chewables. So today we have oatmeal, and I have to limit my water and my sips until my spinal cord can figure out how to decrease the inflammation and allow itself to clear out. And I learned in pillow research about inflammation, because if I'm up too long or if I'm in my neck brace too long, it's painful. And the next day, my neck will tell me, especially if I don't drain. And drainage gets my voice back. It just allows me to have movement. If I don't drain, I become one of the Gumby characters that just kind of wiggles yourself around with no structure to my spinal cord. So I'm stuck on a pillow. Today it's purple, and really focusing on feargiveness and digging in my own trash can. Trash can truths were today. So in inflammation, in the pillow research, I was kind of blindsided by this light. And it said, inflammation cannot live in a body that is grounded with grounded energy. So I realized that that is true because every time I'm in major, major pain, and when we were traveling, I would go directly into my meditations, my Reiki, and self Reiki to move that pain through. And I didn't have elements of the outside while we traveled. So that was one thing aside from water. I remember putting my hands in water. Even the swimming pool, we were able to do some good work there. But going outside today, when I was really looking at that, okay, well, if inflammation can't live in a body that is energy grounded, the more grounding that I spend, the time grounding and really flowing that energy through would flow any inflammation that I am having. And so today's sunrise and my midday barefoot has really focused on centering and grounding and clearing, and trying to remove any of that inflammation that may be stuck. And if I keep myself energy grounded, then inflammation cannot live. And the article lit up two bodies, and one was with full inflammation and chronic pain. And this was a long COVID is what it was showing me. And this is with long COVID is something that's a lot of conversations are happening about it, of those who their body thinks they are in constant pain and constant inflammation. And so it showed the one of the body in long COVID, and it was full of inflammation. And it was the same person that had done a consistent grounding exercises and energy work, and there was no inflammation. And it was like, oh, the path. I mean, this is what we do. We live within this, but to know that there's a reason behind it, we were guided to do it. We just followed the guide. We followed the footsteps. But now we get to learn the why behind why we've been doing this for so long. And inflammation cannot live in a body that's energy. It's flowing energy and then is grounded to the earth. So we are going to keep at it, and hopefully we'll be able to drain tomorrow. Whew. Thank you for joining me today. Yeah, we're about to. A little too far away. Okay, we're not done. So as we stood outside in our barefoot triangle, would be the peak of our triangle today, we were guided. We were listening to Patricia's recent blog, was yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to listen to it. And this is her last vlog leading up to the Galactical Council that's going to be happening starting on the 15th. And she was just, the way that she spends the activations and the fluency of frequency of energy, and the way that she speaks and breathes, and she sets intention behind. In it, as I was listening to it, I had my back towards the sun because it was shining directly on me. And I turned my back towards the sun to protect my eyes. And as I sat there and just was beautifully warmed by the sun, listening to Patricia's words and really allowing those activations to flow through, intentionally grounding, like removing anything and everything that I needed to have full connection. I asked for full surrender, and I gave full surrender, and I sung this beautiful song from my heart. And I was told to look up, and I turn around and look up. Look at me is what it said. And so I went to look at the sun, and right before I hit the sun, there were these beautiful 8 blue, 8 birds that were flying in the sky. And we've seen this a couple times. I've only seen a few, like a family of eagles or hawks. And I don't even know what type of bird this is. I feel like they were crows, but they could have been anyway. When I saw them flying, it brought me back to something that Addie had said a few months ago about how fish and birds, the way that they move and fly, they were specifically intended to fly and float with joy, as joy. If joy was a person, place, or thing, if joy could be described, joy was infused in the way that birds fly and flock together. They zoom within the air, and how fish, the schools of fish, you are so mesmerized by them and the sacred geometry and the ways that they create. And birds do the same with their bees, and how many of them will travel together and expand to create these beautiful scenic views for us here on Earth. And whether it's a school of fish or a flock of birds, if you think about it, they both emanate the same flow and frequency, and it's joy, unconditional joy. And as I call it in, Divine Mother, and I surrender to unconditional love and joy and grace, I was shown these birds that were flocking and flying in grace. And that's all the way that I can describe it. And as they flew, another bird would join, and then another bird would join. And I think we got up to 9 or 10 by the end that were all flying and flocking and just floating in their frequency of joy. And I felt like my wings grew. And I kept saying I have this pain in my shoulders, and every time I upcycle, I've been doing a lot of like aggressive re-upcycling. I've gone through it again and again and again, creating more treasures from my trash and making sure that I'm not holding on to anything. And I was. Oh man, was I. But the biggest thing that I learned is boundaries can get comfortable. And when you place boundaries up at the beginning of this, because they are necessary, when you put up those boundaries, you have to know, and with the intention that you want to take them down, right? I'm placing this up so I can heal from the inside out, but I will take them down so I can allow healing inside out, upside and downside. And that's the forgiveness part of it. But you remove the boundaries when you're ready. So what I found was I got comfortable with the boundaries, and I didn't want to. I realized that I didn't really think I hadn't got to that step of taking the boundaries down. And as I'm ascending and all of these amazing things keep happening, I keep asking myself, please bring forth any dark or shadows that I need to deal with, that I need to upcycle, that I need to forgive. And I would receive, I'd be washing my hands and I would receive a song or a message saying, hey, remember me? I'm a boundary. You forgot about me. I know it was super comfortable to not have to deal with me, and I'm going to be an easy one, you thought. So let's go. And as I would go through each of those boundaries and lift them, some had their own trash cans. Some were already like healed within. We've already done the work, and it was celebrations when I would open them. Others were just like, it's the final celebration. We just needed a few more pieces. My inner child needed to discuss a couple more things that had come up. Or I spent a lot of time, 28 to 36, this this go around, really upcycling and going back through this injury, which will be 10 years next month. So we have some full trash cans there, and we will get to them. We're working through them, but now we see them, and we've taken those boundaries down, that it's time for us to heal this one more layer. And within our trash can, we have so many glowing treasures that have already been upcycled, and they're ready to heat, like they're ready to fly. They're ready to be bird boomeranged and celebrated, but they're staying around and rooted into this trash can of healing, because they can offer the glow for me to see which ones need me and need my attention right now. And it can really show me like the boundaries that are left or the darkness that is left. I feel like all these beautiful crystals are and treasures are just lighting my pathway to heal what's left in my trash can and simplify our way through this whole process for the last 2 years, so others can do it quickly and they can follow this process that we've been gifted, to start their own forgiveness journeys and to tap into this frequency of unconditional love and joy and grace and a rainbow of color. So if you're ready, get a hold of me and I will take you through the easy steps that you can start your own jam sessions and dig in your own trash can and turn on your forgiveness frequency and start painting the world with your colors and your rainbow. Have a great day, everybody.